First County Bank, headquartered in Stamford, Connecticut, is a community bank that just celebrated 165 years of business. First County Bank has successfully incorporated small business lending into its framework. This case study demonstrates the impacts of small business lending on the bank through a strong relationship with borrowers, an ability to adapt to the ever-changing finance world, and a passionate commitment to the greater Stamford area community. Business and consumer relationships go hand in hand at First County Bank. The idea of a Main Street versus Wall Street approach is echoed in its core values and beliefs. First County Bank believes in being customer-centric and service-oriented, and delivering the highest level of attention and service to its clients. Customers are willing to take slightly higher prices in exchange for the special care which allows First County Bank to compete across all disciplines of banking. With 15 branches spanning across Fairfield County and a self-named foundation, First County Bank is committed to giving back to the community it serves. Conducting business in the area for over 150 years, it has gained an understanding of what will help the local economy the most. Employees have dedicated thousands of hours of service and work through the First County Bank Foundation to give over $7 million to local causes and charities. First County Bank's ability to adapt to an ever-changing financial environment is a major reason why business is flourishing 165 years after inception. One of the most recent adaptations the bank has made is in response to the Dodd-Frank Act. The legislation made commercial loans more appealing to banks by offering higher margins, and as a result, First County Bank capitalized. It set a goal to alter the loan mix from 70% residential and 30% commercial to 60% residential and 40% commercial, and is moving swiftly toward its mark. This commitment to change drives First County Bank to continued success and will allow it to remain a fixture of Fairfield County for another 165 years.
We've been in this business for quite a number of years, probably several decades as a matter of fact. The bank's 165 years old, and we've been really viewing small business lending here for the last several years as somewhat of a celebration of entrepreneurship in our marketplace and in our community especially. We view small business lending as an opportunity to create jobs. We view it as an opportunity for job retention, and more importantly, from a community bank's perspective and a mutual bank's perspective, we're viewing small business lending as an opportunity to attain common goals for both the bank and the small business, as well as really uniting families.
Because these small businesses are achieving their goals through accessing credit through our community bank. Some of their goals are expanding, purchasing equipment, creating jobs, developing housing, moving into larger space, downsizing, buying another firm. So all of their goals that they lay out for themselves for small businesses, they come to us at First County and we help them to achieve them. These businesses not only will borrow from us, but they'll bring their deposits to us. Then they'll talk to us about their home mortgages, and they'll talk to us about their kids going to college. And it really becomes about building a relationship with them. And it goes far beyond just a small business loan. And that's really why it also affects the profitability of our bank so much, because it starts out as a loan, and there are so many ancillary services involved that it really becomes a very profitable relationship for us and also for the customer.
First County Bank Foundation is really the crowning jewel of First County Bank. It's what we're most proud of. The foundation started in 2001 to celebrate the bank's 150th anniversary. Our board decided to start a foundation that would make grants in the community to local nonprofits, and those nonprofits would be those that support housing, economic development, and programs and education for family and children. This year we're celebrating our 15th anniversary, and since 2001 we have distributed over $7 million in grants to deserving nonprofits in Fairfield County. And it's not only the grants that we provide. We volunteer. Many of us sit on boards. We do sponsorships for these nonprofits. So we like to take a holistic approach to how we help the nonprofits in the community.
One of our niches is lending to nonprofits in the community, and we focus on nonprofits that are doing housing development for the disadvantaged. There's a lot of initiatives surrounding economic development, serving underserved youth, at-risk youth. So there's a lot of organizations out there that we give grants to through our foundation, which lending to nonprofits is not something that every bank will do. But it's another way that we connect the community and we make sure that these nonprofits are achieving their mission out there in the community to help the underserved.
In 2008, when the financial markets collapsed and we were in the worst economic time since the Great Depression, the owners decided, well, we're either going to close the doors, put a lock on them, and rent the facility to a non-automotive company, or you can buy the business. Being a local community bank and having a relationship with me, I have to say that they really stepped up to the plate, because at that point in time, as I said, you really couldn't find money to buy businesses because 25% of the dealerships in Connecticut were closing at that time. So due to the relationship and that being a great relationship and a great community bank, they put a financial packet together, and 7 years later, I think they're happy and I'm happy. And you know, when you're dealing with a much bigger bank, you're really a number. When you're dealing with a bank like First County, they know you by name, and that goes a long way.
I'm in the funeral service business. I work for a company that was corporately owned, and I opened up my own funeral home called Thomas Gallagher Funeral Home here in Stamford. And by joining with First County Bank, he gave me the opportunity to get some startup capital for expenses that perhaps I could not have afforded myself independently by myself or without going out to some type of investor. It gave me an opportunity to build much better credit. I did have opportunities to get private funding, but I felt First County Bank is a friend to me, and it's just like anybody else out there. I'd rather get it through an institution that can build my credit, which they did, and that was 3 years ago. So they gave me a small startup allowance, and which helped me to start with equipment, with start of expenses, and it's been 3 years now. My business has grown, and working on possibly expanding, and already having conversations with First County Bank on being able to bring me to the next level with this relationship. And it's just, I couldn't be where I am now without their startup.